Welcome back to Yonder Deep Dives. I'm Noah Pickens from Sales.
And I am Kendall on the customer support side.
Nice. We've covered the big picture of AI in tourism, how to close the gap between inquiry and booking, and how to turn your website into an active sales tool. Today, we're going inside the chatbot itself because there's a big difference between a chatbot that answers questions and one that actually drives bookings. And most operators haven't found that second kind yet. Let's start with what the guests are actually asking when they land on your website, because it's more predictable than you might think. The questions are remarkably consistent across every type of tour and activity operator. Is there availability for my date? What's included in the price? Is this suitable for kids? Or someone with limited mobility? What happens if I need to cancel? How do I get there? How do I actually book? These aren't complex questions. They don't require judgment or nuance, but they are questions standing between a browsing guest and a confirmed booking. And if they don't get answered quickly and accurately, the guest moves on.
Here's where the difference between a generic chatbot and Yonder becomes obvious. As you will see, we have a Yonder chatbot kind of demo going on. You're able to see the specific questions that we're asking and the questions that the chatbot is providing. A generic chatbot has a knowledge base built from broad, publicly available, easily found information. However, it may not know that your particular tour is only available for kids aged 10 years and older. However, Yonder is trained on your detailed content, the information from your website, all your FAQs, your policies, all your product descriptions. The answers it gives are your answers, accurate, on brand, and specific to what you actually offer. And when somebody asks a question that the chatbot may not know, something unusual, something sensitive, something that genuinely needs a human, it hands it off to your team. The Yonder chatbot does not guess, it does not make things up, it knows its limits to provide the best responses to your guest with the information you have provided. Now, let me walk you through what this looks like in practice. It's 2 a.m. where you are. A guest is planning a trip and lands on your page for a reef snorkeling tour. They open the chat and ask, do you have any spots available on Saturday the 14th? Yonder checks your Fair Harbor availability in real time. There are 2 departure times, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. It tells the guest both options, gives them the price, and surfaces the booking link right there in the conversation. The guest can then click through, complete the booking, and you wake up in the morning with a confirmed reservation you didn't have to lift a finger for. There were no staff involved, and there was no missed opportunity, and there was no please fill out this form and we'll get back to you when we're in the office. That's the conversation to conversion flow working as it should.
So, what specifically makes Yonder different from a basic chatbot tool? A few things worth calling out. First, it proactively surfaces booking links. It doesn't wait to be asked. If a guest is asking the right questions, Yonder moves the conversation towards the booking. Second, it operates in multiple languages. Tourism is global, and international guests deserve the same quality of response as local ones. Third, everything is tracked. Every conversation, every handoff, every booking that originates from a chat interaction, it's all measurable. You're not running on faith that the chatbot is working, you can see the real data. And fourth, it integrates directly with your reservation system. So the information it's giving guests is always live, always accurate.
Yeah, let's now bring this back to outcomes. Average attributed revenue per chatbot runs at about $8,000 per month. 95% of inquiries are resolved without any staff involvement. And 51% of those conversations, more than half, happen outside of your business hours. That's the overnight shift being covered without a roster change. For context on why response speed matters so much, Harvard Business Review found that businesses replying to an inbound inquiry within 1 hour are 7 times more likely to convert than those who wait all day. Yonder doesn't wait an hour. It responds in seconds and gives guests the responses they are looking for quickly.
So what are the takeaways? Here's the way to look at it. If your chatbot isn't generating bookings, it's just answering emails for free. A chatbot handles questions. A chatbot that handles questions is useful. A chatbot that handles questions, surfaces booking links, operates in multiple languages, tracks ROI, and integrates with your reservation system is a revenue tool. That's the difference. And it's the difference that shows up in your end of month numbers. Head to yonderhq.com to book a demo and see what Yonder looks like trained on your specific content and connected to your reservation system. Next episode, we're shifting to reviews, one of the most underleveraged revenue tools in tourism. See you then.
You guys.
Welcome back.